Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at Luke Skywalker and his Bespin fatigues from the vintage series. Probably not the most dynamic introduction for a figure, but hey, whatever. Now, you'll notice the free Boba Fett mail-in offer. This actually will expire at the end of this month, so if you haven't already, definitely time to send it in. I know I still have to, so probably be sending that in tomorrow, but on the back, as always, we have a look at the original. It's just come such a long way in terms of just paint detail and everything. I mean, a lot of people think about the articulation angle or the sculpt, but even something like paint, I mean, look at this. This is just plastic, molded plastic, maybe a little bit of paint on top of it. Just massive strides, but we get this guy out packed and we're going to have a closer look. For those of you not familiar with this outfit, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the look that he sports when he goes to try to rescue his friends from Darth Vader on Bespin or Cloud City. I'm not exactly sure where he gets the clothing from, because I think when he left Hoth, he just was wearing his Rebel pilot outfit, but you know what? Too many questions. Now, this figure really excels in terms of paint, and, well, it's probably not, like, really an essential figure for the whole Luke look. I mean, the most essential is probably his Jedi outfit, then his pilot outfit, and then I guess even, like, the look he sported from Tatooine onward. I mean, it's definitely just a really cool-looking figure, because we have an exceptional amount of paint work, a really solid articulation, and everything else. Just for a quick comparison, this is the vintage series, I forget what it's called, I think it's just his Jedi outfit, Luke. You will notice that they have different head sculpts. I mean, even the hair is a bit different on these two. You'll notice that it's like a little bit more unkempt and everything. You know, he didn't take the time to comb his hair or anything before he rushed off to rescue everybody, whereas the Jedi look is much calmer, much more composed. Actual face detail looks about the same, but I mean, the Bespin one looks like a much larger figure, just in terms of dimensions. I don't know, maybe it's just the black leather is more form-fitting or whatever. Now, this figure comes with two lightsabers, which seems to be the custom. One unlit, which I have a few of because you never display them with an unlit lightsaber, and one lit. Now, there's one other accessory which isn't immediately evident, but he does in fact have his blaster. For all that the character really uses it. There we go. Fortunately, it is just a little bent from being in the holster. Now, of course, you'll remember that the Jedi version does not have a blaster. I guess he just ditched the blaster between movies because, you know, Jedis don't use guns. I don't know why. And I guess it's just overconfidence in their abilities or whatever, but now, this figure basically has all the articulation that I'd like to see in Star Wars figures. I mean, a lot of them just have, like, the hinge tips instead of the ball joints, but this one does have the ball joints. In addition, this one also has a torso joint, which was one of my complaints with the, I guess, the Jedi version of Luke here, where it just has a normal waist joint, but they did that more for, just the purposes of sculpt. I mean, this one doesn't really look like it from a distance and stuff, so it's non-obtrusive. The other really big difference, too, I just want to point out, is that we have this really cool wrist thing here where he has this forward back motion. This is just a standard peg that rotates. It also pops out really easily, which I found earlier. In some ways it is suitable because this character does get his hand cut off in this movie. Spoiler alert! and then replaced with a mechanical one. Of course, it's not an intentional decision because the other one pops out pretty easily as well. But yeah, a quick run through of articulation. At the hands, it's more of a soft plastic, so you can actually pull them apart a bit so they can better accommodate weapons. Because it's not a peg, we have a point of rotation here at the wrist. Ball and socket elbow. See the joint there? No problems. Now we have a ball joint at the shoulder, but it gets somewhat impeded because of the sculpt. Not a lot though, just because the pattern's so wide. You'll really only have trouble from certain angles. Now the head might be on a physical ball, but due to the sculpt, doesn't really get a lot of movement. Again, we have a torso joint here with a great range of motion with a full 360. Just due to how it was sculpted, no matter how it looks, it does have a natural look to it. Legs go up, but due to the sculpt between the pocket and the crotch area, just sort of out more to the side. All the same, he can sit pretty well. Okay, so I had to pause the video for a second just because I felt something like physically slip. Apparently the joint just popped right out. So, although I will say this is a pretty decent figure and everything, it has some serious issues with just, I don't know if it's quality control or what, but again, pops back in really easily. I don't think there's any permanent damage or anything. Kind of neat in a way. But, yeah, ball and socket here at the knee, which hasn't popped out in me quite yet. And then we have another ball and socket here at the ankle with a generous range of motion. All in all, pretty decent figure. I'm not sure if, the problems where some of my joints are popping out specific to my one, just because it has some defects. Maybe it was stored improperly or some crap like that. 'Cause heat and cold can have some crazy effects on action figures, but on the whole, it's got a really nice design. I like it a fair deal more than the Jedi one, especially because this has like this layer of gloss on top, whereas this just looks more like normal fabric and stuff, and you've got a lot more paintwork in it. Although, again, just the different looks serve different functions. But yeah, this has been a look at Luke Skywalker and his Bespin fatigues from the Vintage series. A really decent figure. Until next time, folks.